Hi YouTube, this is my May work in progress update. Um, I also have a haul and a bit of a life update, but I will do the life stuff towards the end of the video, so if you don't want to watch it, you can switch off. This has been a really weirdly long month, at least that's how it's felt, probably because of all the stuff that's gone on. I haven't done that much stitching, but I actually do have a lot to talk about stitching wise, and I do have a finish. So as you know, I was working on Oriental Crane, and I finished it. So here is what it looked like when you last saw it. I don't have a full shot of it, but I do have like a detailed shot of where I was last time. So I'm just going to show you that, and then I will show you the finished piece. And here is the finished cross stitch. This is Oriental Crane, and it was in Cross Stitch Gold issue 112, and the designer is Leslie Tier. I used all the recommended threads, which is DMC, apart from the metallic, which they recommended to use Anchor Reflector, but I used DMC, and because this is really the first piece I started stitching seriously, and I wasn't aware of the wide variety of stuff that was out there. So I went for DMC because I was familiar with it. I mostly followed the pattern. There are a couple of changes. I don't know. With the flower at the bottom, that red stitch was like the sort of coral colour, whereas at the top it wasn't, and so I did it red to match. I'm sorry, my nail varnish is coming off on that one finger, and that's the one I'm using to point. And also there was one stitch, oh, I'm going the wrong way, in the neck that I felt needed to be a different colour than what it was. But aside from that, I followed the pattern. So I'm really pleased with how this turned out. I love the colours. I'm hoping to get this framed. My mum wants it on her bedroom wall, so that's where this is going. So I will try and show you a picture when it is framed and, you know, on the wall and not just flopping around as a bit of fabric. I do have some masking tape stains you can't see on the video. I don't really want to wash it, as I'm worried, even though DMC is meant to be colour fast, I am worried with this amount of red that something will go wrong. So is there any tips on how to get masking tape stains out of fabric without washing it? Does that make sense? I will. My mum's like, oh, it won't show in the frame anyway, but I will know it's there, and it looks dirty, even though it's not really dirty. So that's my finish, and I did have a new start. This past week I haven't got much stitching done, so it's a very tiny new start. But I have started Time for Tea by Little Dove Designs. Here is a picture of what it will look like when it's finished. And here is my start. So very little, but it's really cute, I think. I like the little handle. This is stitched on, I believe this is 32 count linen. It's the colour is Melody by Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie, and this was racked to me by the lovely Tara C. So thank you again. I am in love with this project, even though I haven't got very far. In this project, actually, I'm experimenting with bobbinating. So I've bobbinated all the threads because it was little. I thought, you know what, it'd be interesting to see how that goes for me. And I'm also stitching from my iPad for the first time. So this is a project of experiments. So yeah, First time using hand-dyed fabric. First time using bobbins. First time using my iPad to stitch. I don't know. You can't really see the colours of the fabric. I don't know. It's got purple and yellow and reddy brown. It's lots of different colours. It's really pretty. I will have to see if next time I can get it showing up better. Yeah, that is my new start, and that's all the stitching I've done this month. Let's put that safely out of the way. But I have done some stash enhancement this month before things got a bit weird towards the end of the month, and then I regretted doing stash enhancement. But what should I start with? The first thing I got was the DMC thread thingy mabob. It has a name. It doesn't say. It's the where it has all the different thread colours in, and this is like actual threads, so you can see what colours all the colours are, and it has on one page all of the metallics here and the variegated frost. It's a bit big and unwieldy, and it also has the cotton pearl thread, so you can see what size the threads are. And yeah, it's very handy for conversions and doing your own designs, which I am looking into because I feel that would be quite fun. I was looking at PC Stitch, but it's quite expensive, and so I will probably play around with some free software first and see what I can come up with, and then if I decide that it's something I want to pursue, then perhaps I will invest in more expensive software. And I don't know, it's just a sort of idea floating around at the moment. What else? What should I start with? I got some patterns. The first pattern I got was a new Heaven and Earth design. My friend's mum passed away from cancer a couple of months ago, and so I wanted to stitch a memorial piece for her so she can have that on her wall and sort of remember her mum, and hopefully it'll bring her some peace. So this is the piece I chose. It's called Mini Lily of the Valley, and it's by Rachel Anderson. I'll just put a quick photo in here. So I was talking to my friend, and she said her mum's favourite flower was Lily of the Valley, and that she also loved fairies and that sort of thing. And then I found that pattern, and it's just perfect, I think. So I've got I kitted up all the threads, and it has some sparkly acrylic there, so that would be interesting. And I've got the fabric, and it's 25 count. And I haven't started it yet because I'm hesitating whether I want to do 2/1 or I want to do 1/1. My other two heids I'm doing 2/1, and I really like the coverage, but I don't know, I think it looks a little bit messy if you look up close, but then I'm thinking who's going to be looking up close, and I'm just worried that 1/1 is a bit thin on the coverage front, so I don't know. I probably will end up doing 2/1 because I like using the loop method to start. But I don't know. I know lots of people do 1/1 because I think they find 2/1 too bulky. But I don't know. Yeah, I need to make a decision. I want to start that as soon as possible. It's only 9 pages, so it shouldn't take that long, she says, having started other Heaven Earth designs almost a year ago and have not finished the page. I think those designs will probably be going on hold for a while, and my focus, Heaven and Earth design wise, will be on this piece. But that's okay, because, you know, lifetime stitch and all that. So that's that one. Yeah, before all this happened, my intention was to kit up Beautiful Ruin and start that. And that's one of the pieces I showed you guys in my last update. But no, this is now the priority, Heaven and Earth design wise. I also got 4 Teresa Wentzler patterns. They were really cheap on Amazon. So I got, one I got from so and so, and 3 I got from Amazon. So this one is Tea Scene, and if you guys have been with me a while, you'd know that this is probably no surprise that, you know, tea. It also has Hardanger on it, which is a bit scary, but that's fine. This one is the one I got off so and so, and it said it was discontinued, and it was like $2.99. And I was buying, I think I was buying the threads for Mini Lily of the Valley, and I was like, you know what, let's get that as well. There's that one. That's Teresa Wentzler's Tea Scene. And I got Romeo and Juliet. Which is quite nice. I love Romeo and Juliet, the play. So that's quite exciting. I know lots of people say Teresa Wentzler is quite hard and complex. I think because she does lots of blending of threads and thread colours, but I really like blending thread colours, so I'm actually quite excited to start one of these, but I haven't got any of them kitted up. I'm just, you know, I've got the patterns now, and when I want to start one, I will. I think there's a stitch along at some point next year, or this year, or I think it's next year. I have no idea. But that's that one. So that's Romeo and Juliet. Sorry, I'm just rambling away to myself while I'm doing this. I got Woodland Fairy. I really like this one. Also with I didn't realise, but all the skin is charted 1/1 on this and the Romeo and Juliet, so that's quite nice. I really like this piece. Pretty. That's Woodland Fairy. And last but not least, I have Egyptian Sampler. So I'm quite fascinated with the idea of ancient Egypt, so I found this. This is the first one I found, and I was like, I've got to have this. And then the other ones popped up, and they were less than £5, and I was like, I've got to have them as well. Romeo and Juliet were 99p when I bought them, so you know, who can resist that? And also these little, their skin is stitched 1/1 as well. So yeah, so they're my new Teresa Wentzler acquisitions. And then, yeah, I'm not finished. I got 2 chatelaine patterns. Originally I was going to kit them up relatively soon, but things have happened, and I won't be kitting them up probably not till the end of this year, beginning of next year. I have to see how it goes. But the first one I got was one that's been on my wish list forever. That's Pomerium. So here's a picture of that. And the other one I got is Japanese Zen Moss Garden. And here is a picture of that one. So those are my new chatelaine designs. Hopefully I can kit them up at some point and start them. But at least I have plenty to stitch in the meantime until I can do that. And then the last, is it the last one? Yes, the last pattern I got is this one by Waxing Moon Designs. It's Love You to the Moon, and it's just I love you to the moon and back. It's just a simple little pattern. And I will explain why I got this at the end of the video. But you see the it's wrong side, the button. I got different buttons because I don't like that button, and I wasn't sure whether to go for blue or white, so I got both of them. And I have enough fabric and thread to stitch this twice, so I can always use both buttons. I got a blue one and a white one. And it has 4 different thread colours, and I have 3 of them because when I ordered, all 4 of them were in stock, but by the time so and so shipped to me, only 3 of them were in stock, so I am waiting on Crescent Colours crushed pineapple. But I have pixie dust. This is classic Colourworks, and then the other one says Crescent Colours, and it's confusing, but on the thing they're all called Crescent Colours in the same they have the same name, so maybe they are the same. Are they the same? I don't know. This one is pixie dust. It's pink. It's very, very slightly variegated. It's got like faintly purple in some places. It does not look like how it looks purple on there, but it's pink, I promise. And then I have Hydrangea, which is also very slightly variegated, and it's a purpley blue, you know, like a hydrangea is, obviously. And the last one I've got to show you is called Snips and Snails. It's got light green, blue, and purple. So that's the most variegated of them all. So that's quite exciting. I've always nice to have different threads to try. So there's those 3, and then crushed pineapple is kind of variegated, lightly variegated yellow. I'm sure I will show it to you guys at the end of June, and because hopefully it would have come by then. And I just have some 28 count casual linen and blue spruce. The pattern calls for Pitchless plus Mystic 28 count casual, but you know, this is fine. I don't want to just get a piece of hand dyed fabric for a small pattern. I believe that is the end of my haul, unless I'm forgetting something. I don't think I am. So normally, I'm just putting stuff away while I'm talking to you. Normally I don't have much to show you, but this month I did. Mostly patterns. So yeah. And I do have something else to sort of talk about in regards to stash enhancement. If you remember, I haven't shown it for you for a while, but I was doing this pattern. The Design Works Jane Elliott Dare to Dream. And for a reminder, if I can grab it from over here. This is how far I am on that. Now, the trouble is, this fabric is completely covered with age spots and it's just ratty and it's a horrible, horrible mess because I was young and I didn't know what I was doing. So what I am going to do, I am going to restart this. And if you remember, when I showed my rack from Tara C, she included this piece of looking glass opal cashel from Under the Sea Fabrics in 28 count. So it's sparkly and very light, very, very light blue. And the Dare to Dream is charted for 14 count Ada. So what I thought I could do is re-stitch it on this. Now I don't have enough thread to do that, so I went out and I bought a bunch of DMC. Basically I converted the colours from the Designworks floss to DMC by eye in Hobbycraft, looking at the carousel of floss, and some of them weren't perfect, especially the purples I just couldn't get right. And then once I'd got the book of all the different DMC colours and I was able to do the conversion that way, I went out and got floss that matched slightly better than the floss I already got. So this is all of it, and whatever I don't use, like the colours that I've rejected now that I've got better colour matches for, I will just put them on bobbins and I will add them to my DMC stash. So I don't know when I'll start that, but hopefully relatively soon, because I'm quite excited about it and I love that pattern. And I was just, every time I looked at it, the one I'm doing on here, this one, I just felt disappointed in it, that it wasn't as good as it could be, and the fabric was horribly age spotted, and I wasn't happy. But I think on the nice sparkly fabric it'll be amazing and I'll be very happy. So stitchy plans this month. I'm going to continue working on Time for Tea. I'm going to start mini Lily of the Valley. Maybe today if I make a decision on what to do stitch wise. I also want to finish a couple of things, and the things I want to finish are, it would help if oh, it's stuck to the inside of the bag, is the fish. It's tiny, guys. I should have finished this by now, and I've only done that much. It needs to be finished. So that's a mouse loft pattern. So that is going to be finished this month. When I just, want to stitch on something that requires very little brain power, then I will do that. And the other thing I want to finish this month is this thing, because this is the bane of my existence that's just sitting there mocking me. This is the one that's stitched on dissolvable canvas, and to be honest, I am not that far off, so that needs to be finished also. So that's my goals. I need to finish that, I need to finish the fish, and then I want to do Stitch on Time for Tea and Mini Lily of the Valley. And I am also very tempted to stitch more on Water Garden. Now I bought some more chatelaines. I'm just kind of like, I want to stitch on it. And I also want to stitch and possibly finish, because it's not that hard, not that big, is I want to finish this one. So I Love You to the Moon. So we'll see how far I get. I'm feeling ambitious this month, which if you stick around for my life update, you'll know that being ambitious is probably not the best idea right now. But so on probably moving on to the life update. If you guys were only here for cross stitch and you want to switch off now, that's fine. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for liking, subscribing, commenting. If you guys want to stay around, that's also fine. So as you guys know, I was going to visit the neurologist pretty shortly after my last update video, and we have a sort of clear answer what's going on with me. He said that he believes I have a functional neurological disorder. What he means by functional is that there isn't any damage to the nerves. It's he said it's like a connection issue. Basically the brain doesn't understand the signals I'm trying to send, and it just does the wrong thing, and so there is some confusion between what I am trying to do and what my brain and body actually does. He said that it's kind of like you could compare it to migraines, of which there is no clear medical cause for. I know some migraines you have a clear cause of what's causing them, and then others it's not quite clear, that nothing shows on an MRI or that sort of thing. And he said it's kind of like that, in that nothing is showing on MRIs or in any tests, but there is still something wrong. And it's basically it's limitations of medical understanding of the brain. So also covers things like fibromyalgia and also things like PTSD, and it's a very wide category, saying a functional neurological disorder. He said sometimes it can be caused by psychological trauma, which he and I don't believe to be the case in my circumstances. It can be caused or triggered by having a virus, and that is possibly what may have happened with me. I had about 5 chest infections and a really bad case of tonsillitis in a few months before this started. So that is possibly what caused this. Or there's other things like my brain just went completely blank just then. Basically, they don't understand what causes it. They can guess. They also don't really know how to cure it. He said it can get better, but if it does get better, it probably won't be 100% normal, and it will take a very long time, and it's not a quick or easy fix. And also there's probably a lot of stigma in the medical community about what it is, because there's nothing that shows on test results. So some medical professionals will class it under a mental health thing and think you're faking to get attention, and it's not that. He was very clear that it's real, and it's not. I'm not imagining it or putting it on, or So I know lots of people have that stigma. So I'm hoping that I won't come across that. But he's written to all the people who are dealing with me, and they've all been very good. What doesn't help is that he said this used to be labelled all the time as conversion disorder, and conversion disorder is very specifically when it's a psychological trigger, and that he said if it's a psychological trigger, if you do cognitive behavioural therapy and counselling, that has a 13% cure rate, which is a really crappy cure rate if I'm totally honest. But he said in my case that probably wouldn't do anything because he doesn't think I have a psychological trigger. Basically, I feel like my brain is just rebelling against me at the moment. It's kind of a relief that it's not something with nerve damage like MS, or which was what they were thinking, or it's not a degenerative disease. But on the other hand, this is going to affect me for a very long time, and probably for the rest of my life, and that's pretty crappy and hard to deal with. So that's where I am health-wise. Sorry, the phone's ringing. I have to pause for a minute. So that was just a spam call, probably about PPI claims. So what was I saying? So yeah, this is I don't know. I'm kind of coming to terms with it at the moment. I'm getting mobility aids, and I just feel like it's changed the course of what I thought my life would be. I'm still working on my PhD, but I'm really struggling with it, and I'm quite scared that I'm going to have to stop. But I'm determined not to let that happen. They said that they've had some success with really intense physiotherapy, but that I'm not suitable for that because one of my major problems is really bad fatigue, and like even getting dressed and brushing my hair makes me so tired, and I wouldn't be able to deal with 5 days of intense physio. So maybe if I can manage the fatigue a bit better, then I can do physio and maybe, not have to use a wheelchair anymore. But I know it's hard, but it could be worse, and I'm quite grateful that everyone's been very supportive, and my family's been supportive, and the doctor I spoke to seems to know what he's talking about. He's one of the leading experts of movement disorders. So, I'm in good hands, but that's just hard. And then about a week ago, I found out that my stepmom is terminally ill, and she probably won't last much longer than a year. And so I've been dealing with that the past week, and because of that, that's one of the reasons I bought Love You to the Moon and Back, and I'm hoping to stitch that for her, and frame it, and then she can have it on her little table in her living room and look at it and know that I'm thinking about her. And because of that, and there's a couple more people in our family that are very ill at the moment, we decided that me and my partner that we're going to get married on August the 19th, so that people we want to be there can be there. And we decided this last week. I mean, we've been engaged almost 6 years, so it's not like we decided to get married, but we set our wedding date. So we have less than 11 weeks to plan a wedding. So that might be why I don't get very much stitching done, and also financially why I will not be kitting up my chatelaines until this is over, and so I'm kind of in a weird place emotionally. I'm happy that I'm finally getting married to the woman I love. But I never thought I'd be getting married in a wheelchair, and I didn't think that I would get married because someone I love is dying. So yeah, lots of stuff is going on, and I just want to thank you guys for being really supportive. This community means a lot to me, and even though we have occasional drama, on the whole, it's a really positive and wonderful community. So thank you so much for all your support and for liking and subscribing and commenting. And I am slowly catching up on FlushTube. I think I'm in April now, so or maybe the end of March. So I'm going to continue trying to catch up on that. And unfortunately, I had no internet for a week, so I've fallen a little bit behind again. But it'll be fine. I will catch up while I'm stitching, doing other things. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Sorry for the long ramble, and I just wanted to let you know, guys, know what's going on, and if I'm not around very much, then you guys know why. So, I mean, got lots to look forward to, but just wish it was for different reasons, and I wish that it could be different, but yeah, it's a positive thing in some ways, and I'm really pleased that our parents have been supportive of our decision. So yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling now. You guys have probably had enough of listening to me talk, and sorry if I've depressed you guys a little bit, but so yeah, nope, I forgot what I was gonna say. I was just gonna say goodbye. So yeah, thank you again for everything. I love you all, and it sounds cheesy, but I really don't know where I would be without this community. You've been my I don't know the word. I can't think of the word. Rock, solace, whatever. During this whole illness thing, and I don't know. Thank you. And happy stitching. Bye.